Okay.
All right.
And you wanna start it off?
We'll be starting it off right now, I guess.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
And we're back again with another guest. So happy for this one, really excited for this one. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Marcus. Wait, do I need to say my full name? I guess I should. I'm Marcus Mintz.
Do you have an artistic name or?
No, I pretty much go by that. It's
Marcus.
Marcus Mintz 96 on all social media.
Okay.
So I guess that's kind of my artist name. But I like to go by myself because so it's things like, you know how people know Donald Glover as Donald Glover, not as like a musician.
Yeah.
I want to be known for that eventually, so they just know the name, and then like there's a bunch of stuff behind it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my.
Awesome.
You want to give us like a little bit of context of like what you do and stuff like that, so that way the audience knows.
Sure. I do photography, videography, video production. Like, even if I don't shoot it, I can edit stuff, I can color grade, all that stuff. Kind of dipping into video effects, but yeah, anything with the camera, really. Like,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Awesome.
How long have you been doing this stuff too? Like
Since 7th grade. I got my first camera for Christmas, like Christmas of 7th grade year. Took photography my 8th grade year, but already knew kind of what I was doing because my dad had an old, like, big DCI
one of them
camera.
old ones.
Yeah. So he used to like always play home videos and stuff like that, and even as a kid, he said that I used to be like reaching for the camera. So
oh wow.
maybe I was always
like,
supposed to do
instinct.
this. Maybe so. I don't
Are
know.
you from the area or no?
I'm from Burlington, North Carolina, so about 40 minutes away. But I like to say I'm from here because my dad works right down the street for IES. So I've been around here. I've been to football games, basketball games.
Wow.
Everybody around me knew I was going to end up at NC State before I knew I was going to end up at NC State.
Yeah.
Did you ever plan to go here then?
No, originally I was like, no, I'm not doing that because that's what my dad wants me to do. Yeah. I applied to NYU, got in, way too expensive. But I got in, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Didn't end up going there. I was going to go to Charlotte. At one point I was going to go to Chapel Hill, and then finally I just settled here. Okay. Not even settled, but it was like, I don't know, something.
It's just something clicked
Yeah,
about
something
it?
clicked.
Okay. And we're on NC State's campus, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't mention it earlier.
Yeah.
All this is NC State's campus.
Yeah.
Brick after brick, that's it. Like,
Yeah, man.
Everything's break.
everything.
Did you have any?
So do you want to give us a breakdown on how you came to, well, I think he's kind of already said it, but how you came to know what you wanted to do, especially at NC State?
Okay. So that's the thing. I came into NC State for criminal justice because way back when, I also had dreams of being an FBI agent. So I came in kind of like still under like the, I would go after that and do the like photo video thing as like a side hobby. Especially because NC State, I didn't know that they had like a communications media production program.
And a big one too, right?
Yeah, it's pretty decent. So like I figured that out and then transferred and did all that, and that's kind of really when I figured out that this is what I was going to commit fully to. But like I said, ever since high school, I was that kid that always had the camera around, take photos of my friends, take videos and stuff. I made like YouTube videos of my cousin way back when. So I guess I always knew I wanted to do something with photo and video. I just never really knew what avenue I wanted to take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I have friends who they went on to be wedding photographers and purely that, or people that went purely in the TV film industry, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go.
You grasp all of it, basically.
Pretty much. And my dad,
Tasting it all.
he always told me, he was like, you can't do everything, but I was always the kid that was like, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, heck yeah. I mean,
sometimes you need that little push. So
yeah. Plus, I mean, it's better to be great at many things than just going to one area and you're contained to that one certain area.
And you're building up your experience in this aspect too, so that's really good. Because like if somebody's looking for a photographer or a wedding photographer and you can't do that because you've never done any weddings, so you're kind of out of luck. But you have that, so that's good.
What high school did you go to?
Williams, Walter M. Williams High School.
Okay.
Yep.
That's in Burlington?
Yeah, it looks like a dog bone from the
oh really?
Right.
Yeah, it's like
That's
the
cool.
oldest school. It was the first school built, and they built it in the shape of a dog bone.
Wow.
Because they're the Bulldogs. So
Bulldogs.
We went to Durham School of the Arts over in Durham, and their mascot
is the Bulldogs. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a coincidence.
Luis here is actually he's have a little bit more of experience with photography than I have.
Yeah, I mean, I took 4 years of photography at my high school.
Nice.
But I mean, it's only photography, but videography is a whole.
It's
a
a
whole
whole
different
thing.
thing. Yeah. It's like a different
man.
avenue for sure. So it's like it's harder, but it's also more. For some reason, I think it's Well, and I personally think it's more fun for some reason.
I get that. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like when you're going back and you're watching. Well, he does the editing, but but it's just I don't know. I just find it funny.
Yeah, I mean, he has a point because like I like photography too, but like photos is like just a still of something. Like it's kind of like just a memory, really. I mean, and it's not a bad thing per se, but like it's just a frozen memory with other than with like a video. You can actually look back and like reminisce those emotions that you probably felt.
The back scenes. Yeah.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. You get those feelings whenever you're behind the camera or like doing whatever it is that you're doing?
So for photography, I kind of went in it with the idea of I wanted to tell stories with it before I like even dabbled in video. So like I would always do like more conceptual stuff anyway. Yeah. And so that was kind of like how I bridged that like disconnect. Because like you said, with video, it's way more easier to like get the story behind things. It's not just like one moment.
I think that's why it's so much more attractive.
Yeah. To people. So that's kind of like I started with photos and trying to tell a story through that, and then I saw a video and was like, oh, that's different. But I like the opportunity that video presents to also tell stories. So I gravitated into video too. So
you want to talk about a little bit like of what avenue you took with those skills that you had? Like what is it that you've built up to this point with those skills in photography and videography? Like,
what do you mean?
Like business wise.
Okay.
Because you need to make that bridge, it's good having it.
Or I guess before you even answer that, actually, I guess what would be a better question first is like what moment in time told you like, oh, I can make money with this?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I guess I don't know. It's kind of weird for me because it was always one of those things where I started off just wanting to do it for everybody, and people eventually were like, hey, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
So like I was doing stuff for friends and like my family, and like one day like I did a family portrait session for my aunt and her family, and one day she pulled me to the side and she was like, look, like you need to start charging us. I know we're family and I know they're your friends, but still you need to start charging people because like this is kind of, you're getting good, like you're getting to the point where you should. So it was that, and then them like again like the whole word of mouth thing, them telling other people who were outside of my like inner circle. So it was already going in with the like idea that I will get paid. It wasn't like we're friends or family, like are you gonna pay me? It's like, yo, I don't really know you, so like what's your rate, what's your budget, like that type of thing.
Them DMs started popping.
A little bit.
It just kind of goes back to I say this a couple of times, I've said this a couple of times on the podcast, but like find what you love to do and the money will find you. It'll all work out. All work out.
That's the thing.
As long as you put effort in.
Yeah, I mean, of course. You gotta use strategy as well.
It's like I always tell people I want everybody to do what like they enjoy, because if you're doing what you enjoy, it's so cliche, but if you're doing what you enjoy, you don't work a day in your life. That's like the way I feel. It's like I never wake up dreading like, oh, I need to do this like more administrative business side of my like business, because it's like all that's working towards like the thing that I want. So like you just have to be willing to put in the effort to chase the dream that you have.
Work hard and work smart.
And one thing I like to think about too is like what I tell myself a lot when I'm like at home in the middle of the night working on editing and stuff for like the podcast is like, you have to do what you don't like to start doing what you like.
Exactly.
Like even if like, because editing isn't really my thing, but I learned how to do it because I took a film class in my senior year, so I roughly have experience. So I'm like, I tell myself it's fun, I like doing it, but it's not like the best part of doing the podcast.
Exactly.
But I tell myself if I want to keep doing this, I have to do what I don't want to do to keep doing what I want to do.
Hey, it's a tongue twister, yo. It's a tongue twister, yo.
Yeah.
I can't believe I got that out in one
Oh, man.
And I mean, it's all a balance. Like, even when like I knew when I set out doing this that like this was like my dream job, but I knew like it's not always going to be 100% great. Like there are going to be obstacles you come into. There's going to be challenges that you have to face, things that you don't want to do that you kind of have to do. You just have to accept that with the greatness that comes with pursuing what you love.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that kind of like holds people back from even doing it, because like they think it's supposed to be super easy and always happy and always like passionate, and it is supposed to be your passion, but like you said, there's always going to be stuff that's not going to be what you want to do. So like those people who once they get to that point, like they just quit.
Yeah.
So, like I didn't think that this was gonna happen. Like that's why you adjust.
You adjust. Yeah, there you go. That's a good word, adjusting. Yeah. adjusting to the challenges and just taking them full on head on. Yeah.
There was one thing I had earlier I was gonna say and I forgot it now. This always happens to me.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you want to tell us about how photography wise, well, no, not photography wise, but like, how is it living or going to school at NC State? Because I mean, at NC State, you know, it's known for its big STEM programs and technology and sciences. Like, how is it like going to a college that is known for its technology and sciences, but going for their photography or
more like an artistic.
Artistic.
So the whole thing, we have like a big thing between like STEM and humanities majors, where we're like all the STEM majors think that like we won't be employable. And I mean, we had a saying in humanities where we were like, not even like that. It's not like they like are malicious about it. It's just like a whole we get to have fun our 4 years while they're like studying Orgo 2, like. They're like dying these 4 years so they can have fun when they get out. They say we get to have fun here, so we get to struggle when we get out. So that's kind of like the clash.
Yo, I've never noticed that, but that's honestly true. That's honestly so true.
I know, right?
So true. Especially because I know all the teachers at my school, you know, said the same thing. So
like because like it's an art school, so they're
but it's not that bad. It's kind of like consolidated. So the way NC State kind of did things was like all the humanities courses are in like one building, and that building is split up into like 3 buildings. But it's like one building of 3. So life kind of is just contained around there. So it's kind of like you grow to like know the people that are even not just in your major but in the whole humanities field, because you're seeing everybody over there. You're going there every day.
Separate the fires.
Pretty much. It's like all the STEM students stay over near SAS and like near chemistry buildings and all that, and we stay like over there near the Court of Carolina. So it's kind of split up, but I mean, it was pretty decent in my experience. It was actually, there were a lot more people and professors here that kind of what's the word?
What were we talking about? Sorry, I forgot. Before it cut off, what were we talking about?
I was explaining how like even though going here is more like chemistry, math, like science, math based, the humanities thing is still pretty strong. Like so it was still a good like 4-year experience, and it didn't really, even though the school is more focused on like science and math, I still found my fair share of like artistic things to get into. Like there's theater, there's a bunch of musical artists around here, a bunch of like, so you just have to go.
You
it's
do a little bit of fashion too, because what it looks like from your Instagram.
I've done a little bit of modeling here and there. You know, ran the runway, did that once. It was pretty fun. I'd do it again for sure. But so like I said, you just have to be able to, like you said, seek it out. Like you can't just sit back and expect stuff to come to you. You have to be like,
you gotta seek it out.
What's going on NC State's campus this weekend?
That's what these things are for.
Yeah, exactly.
These right here.
Oh man.
It's like you're already scrolling on Twitter and Instagram, just like search, DM somebody.
That's what it's all about. You gotta reach out to people. So one thing that we mentioned off camera here that I wanted to kind of just bring up is talk about like what your struggles have been so far with your skills and your business and stuff, like things that you see that you've kind of had to like
work around,
put your foot down and like overcome.
Well, I guess the first obstacle that I really faced was when I was starting out. It was really like you're by yourself. It's not like I have somebody I can call up to be like an assistant to move this reflector here, like do any of that. It's like it's just you. So it's just you and your tripod. And so like from like it's just you and your tripod when you're there to like it's just you and your tripod from the beginning. So like any business advice I needed, I had to look it up myself. Any
research.
Any like website stuff I needed to do, I had to like do that myself. Any emails I needed to make. And that was like at a pretty young age, like 8th grade maybe.
Oh wow.
So like I don't know, it's always been one of those things where
you got into that real early. That's good though.
The biggest obstacle is really being alone. But then like again, it got to the point where I realized, hey, you're like alone, but you're not really alone. You just have to be able to like seek out the help you need and be able to ask for it.
There you go.
So and honestly, like for me, actually, I kind of feed off of that being alone, because like you really are put in a spot where you have to like think about what it is that you're trying to do, and like what meaning you're trying to put behind whatever it is that you're trying to do. I kind of feed off of that a little bit.
Other than that, I guess the big obstacle is figuring out my rate, but I feel like everybody goes through that obstacle of figuring out how much you want to charge people,
how much your stuff is worth.
Especially because that's the question. It's like, how much is your stuff worth? But then like you may think your worth is $1,000, but if like you don't have any work to show for it, you just tell somebody, hey, this work I'm gonna do for you is worth $1,000. They aren't gonna really take you seriously. So it's like,
quick question, but how did you find how much you were worth, or how did you go through that process?
That experience.
Just through experience. So I remember at one point I was charging $150 for a photo session. There came another one where I was charging $50. I had somebody pull me aside and be like, yo, you can charge for equipment too. Like when you do photo and video jobs, don't just charge for your time there. Charge for all this equipment that you had to buy to get there, because like now you have a good camera, you have all these lenses. Like a lot of other services don't have that, so you should like charge for that a little bit. So it was just a combination of me getting the experience with each job, me doing research, other people that I know in the field kind of like telling me how they base their stuff off of. There's really I wish it was cut and dry to where I could just tell people, hey, this is how much you should charge, but it depends on so much, from like what the job is, the amount of time you expect the job to take, the location you're in, like
the drive.
It just there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. So kind of that was another obstacle. I guess the last obstacle is just really getting your name out there. Especially with, I hate when people say, oh, everything's oversaturated, so what's the point? Because it's not really the way you should look at it. You should look at it as, everything's getting saturated because the opportunity is there. It's like, go out there and like find the opportunity.
Oversaturate a little more.
Pretty much. Because the thing about it is, I feel like even if the field is oversaturated, each person brings their own perspective, their own like way of looking at things. So nothing is ever going to be like completely the same. You know what I mean?
And at the same time, you can fit this into a lot of fields, but like, it's oversaturated. But like, I mean, that just means you're gonna have to work harder, and whoever loves it the most,
exactly,
the one who puts in the work and the passion, ends up being the top dog. Like, that's just how it works out in this world. And it kind of, in between y'all, because I'm not into that, but like, kind of like hectic wear. Starting a brand is easy. Getting your name out is hard.
It's hard. And then people look at me sometimes and be like, "Oh, you made that shirt or whatever," and I'm like, "That's the easy part. You have no idea how easy it is to get the design on the shirt. The hard part is like getting people to care about it.
That's the hard part." I guess that's another obstacle that I'm still trying to get around, is figuring out how to, just get people to like really care about what you're putting out there.
Because there's so many, like me, there's so many clothing brands out there. People have so many options. Like you, people have so many options for photographers. But it's like what you put into your passion. Like what is it that you're doing to make people care about it, that people look for.
Exactly.
So, and actually caring about the people. Like, I mean, it just goes back to like, kind of like, I don't want to. It's kind of called customer service, but you gotta make people think that, you gotta care. You gotta care for sure. Because I mean, you are capturing moments for other people and doing projects for other people, that being for marketing or for a wedding or anything of that sort. You have to care a lot. A lot, for sure.
I feel like that was the one thing that kind of put me ahead of the people that I saw around me at the time, was whenever I approach like a client, I don't like to think of people and businesses as clients. I hate that. That feels so detached. I want to approach you as like a friend. Even if it's corporate. It's like some people are like, oh, distance yourself because it's corporate. I'm like, I don't really like that. I want to be
authenticity.
I want to be personable. Authentic. Because again, I'm here to capture a story that like I've never seen before. I have no like. I feel like that's what we're all here trying to do. Like you both came here for my story. I'm learning about your story, and we do that every day with like the people you just talk to, the people that I talk to in Starbucks. There's a story behind that.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to give us a little outlook on the future? I mean, one second before you say that, let me make sure that's correct.
How much time we got?
We're good. But what's cut? All right, another. What are some things that are coming in the future? You told us that you were going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, what's up with that?
Big moves right there.
Yeah, big moves. It's weird because like
cool,
I'm making a big move, but I feel like I have so much still back here, so it's probably going to be a back and forth. But I'm going to go to Atlanta and see if I can get a job in the film TV industry there. I have a couple connects with a couple like companies, so we'll see if they can get me in. Even if I don't do that, I'd love to just go down there and freelance around.
Hey man, it's all about the experience.
Another whole market down there.
Because down here right now, I'm working with a bunch of not a bunch, but a good amount of musical artists. One of them, Sonny Miles, he lives right across the street from me. He's trying to get some house shows going, so I'm going to help him like film that type of stuff. Okay. And really get like a vibe going around like NC State and like getting like basically wants to get people who feel, again, the people like us that are trying to like get their name out there, that like go here and make music and that type of thing. So I'm going to be working with him on that. I'm working with him on other stuff for his music, working with my roommate Nate because he makes music. I've been working with just a lot of different things. I feel like even though I'm going away to Atlanta, it's still going to be the same when I get down there, where I try to just like work with a lot of different things.
It's so good too that you're collaborating with all these people, because that's what's, like you said, it's that word of mouth.
That's what
those collaborations is what it's about now. Like I feel like people back, not even like a couple of years ago, people didn't even want to collaborate with other people because they wanted to prove that they did it and like this is my work.
The game has changed.
Like give me praise or whatever.
The game has changed.
But like that's with the whole like advancement of like the internet and stuff like that, and just how like people can see everything. Like people value that more. You working with other people. So that's really what it's all about now. Is just collaborating with people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I enjoy it because like that's what I loved growing up. I was always that kid who would like talk to anybody. My parents would be like, "Yo, don't talk to strangers." And I'd be like, "Oh, hey, I like your hat." Like
next to a hobo at a bus stop or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's always just been and that's why I really like photo and videos, because it gives me a chance to just meet people, talk to people, and learn
for sure
about life in general.
Yeah. You now you mentioned earlier about like being alone and stuff like that with the business and stuff. So you don't have like people who help you consistently?
Nah,
it's all you?
Just me. So I have my roommate Nate. I have two roommates, Nate and Dylan, and they went to school here for graphic design. So I've kind of got Nate made my logo. I don't know if I put it up somewhere, but he's made like a logo for me and stuff like that. But most of the business stuff has been me.
Yeah. Wow.
From learning like tax stuff, that was the big hump, because I have again, finances, I know a little bit, but like there's a bunch of stuff that like I had no idea. Exactly. And so like just not having people to really do that for you is like an obstacle. But again, it's stuff that's worth learning. So.
Now business wise, how long have you been doing it?
Let's see. It's kind of iffy because I've been doing business since like, again, senior year of high school, but it was like I do a photo shoot for like this person and they give me $40 cash. It wasn't like I do this and then you like transfer this to me and I give you a receipt. It was just like
well, I guess a better question would be like, because you have your own photography company, right?
Yeah.
And videography. Like when did when did that come about? Because before you were doing it and getting paid, but it wasn't like you didn't have a brand name.
Okay, so when did it go from not just so official to
Mintz?
Yeah. Okay, official. I got you. So right now I'm under Mintz Multimedia. I don't know, that might be subject to change, but I'm under Mintz Multimedia right now, and that started, I want to say, maybe the beginning of senior year, the college senior year, so like beginning of last year, because I had like a bunch of money that I had been saved up. And I kind of just took that all and invested it. To make it official. Bought a bunch of like, it could basically upgraded into like a official business.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope, man.
So it's been doing it for about maybe like a year now. I guess it would be about a year now.
But you've been doing it.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Unofficially for so much longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People are like, "Oh, you've only had a business." I'm like, I've been doing this for like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah. and from the time that you've been doing it like as a business wise, like you've been making a living out of it. Basically.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a lot of work. It's a lot of working on weekends, working when you can and not when you want to.
Okay.
So, and then I've done the thing where I've had like a side job. I've worked at Earthbound for a while. But I kind of like stopped doing that because I wanted to commit full time to the business, and it's worked out so far. It's not like I'm like making buku money over here. I'm still, that's
where you start off.
Hey,
Humble beginnings, right?
Yeah, there you go. You sprout. You just sprout, man. You sprout out.
And hopefully doing this too will bring some more awareness to.
I'm hoping. Hey, all eyes are welcome.
Because you're over here. Have you gone over to Durham?
I haven't been to Durham too much. I have a couple of friends who I know went to Duke. I haven't really been around there. I've been mostly between here and Carolina because I have a cousin that runs track for Carolina. Okay. So I kind of go back and forth there. But like, I have no problem with Durham. I love Durham. Yeah. Like from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's a fun place.
Yeah.
I want to get out there before I like go to Atlanta at least once. I'm trying to go to a lot of places and see a lot of things that like are in North Carolina before I actually like head out. Okay. So that's definitely one of the places on the list.
Downtown Durham.
Yeah, man. For real, man. Going down there. Plus, they're building a lot of stuff over
and then downtown. School of the Arts is in Durham, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's like another reason I need to go there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like they're like overall they're building a whole lot of more stuff, like buildings and just renovating stuff.
That's awesome.
So, but God, I had another question. I forgot it too. God damn.
Awkward silence.
I had something else and I can't remember it. Oh man, my mind just drew a blank now. Dang. What time are we running?
30 minutes. So you wanna close it off?
That's good.
I can talk about the future some more.
Yeah, I mean,
that
was what I was going to talk about. With you going to Atlanta and stuff, and you still holding your business here, is that what you said?
I'm kind of going to do the thing where hopefully I can just like travel. So I'm still.
You said 2 months? Or?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in Atlanta for 2 months initially, and then see if I can get like a longer lease place there after 2 months. See if life is sustainable doing what I'm doing here now. So it's kind of like those 2 months are kind of like a little trial period where I don't really have to worry about making rent because it's an Airbnb and it's already all paid for.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about paying utilities or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So it kind of takes the pressure off of the like, yo, you need this much money at the end of the month, and lets me like sit back, relax. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, it's like you're over here, and then you still got like people, clients, and stuff over here. I'm like, how are you gonna make that work?
Just gonna drive the 4 to 6 hours and hit up friends.
Right there, man.
Hey, can I stay at your place tonight?
And that's what we were talking about too, like that customer service, man. That commitment to what you're doing too is what's gonna pay off in the long run. It may be a 4-hour drive for a couple bucks, but it's like you'll gain more respect from your clients and stuff, and it'll build that trust, and they'll spread word of mouth for your business, saying, hey, I know this guy who's committed as hell, and he'll do this for you. So that's how it works.
There you go. Plus, it's good quality.
Yeah. The kid is not fucking around.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Oh, do you want to give us your social media?
Let the people know where they can find you.
All of it. Marcus Mintz, Marcus Mintz 96. That's 96.
It. Put it like right here somewhere.
Right there.
Like I said, on Instagram, it's gonna be mostly photos, photography stuff. I'm trying to get a YouTube channel up and going again.
Hey.
I used to do a lot of like vlogs and little like fun videos way back then, but I definitely want something more like, I don't know, I want it.
Substance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some, like story behind it and like to showcase like my video work and stuff like that.
That Atlanta trip though.
Yeah.
It'll be a good opportunity to test that out.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, so that probably I'm planning on. This is like a big spoiler thing for what I have in the future. So who knows?
Maybe first dibs.
Yeah, this first dibs. But I want to start like a entertainment like collective.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what to call it yet. I have a couple names floating around that I'm not gonna say now. But I want it to essentially be like an entertainment hub. So like anything from like videos and stuff to like, let's say somebody comes to me and they're like, I want to make a magazine.
Okay.
It'd be like they get pulled into this like artistic like hub that we have. So it's like they made a magazine for blah, and that's like the brand. Kind of like Hectic Wear is like the clothing brand. I want to make like an entertainment brand.
Wow. Oh, okay.
So it's like, yeah, we have one person that's like doing magazines, and that whole department's doing that. And then like we have another person that likes to make short films.
Sort of like what like YouTube is like as a collective.
And then like let's say we have somebody who wants to make fashion designs. It's like they make the fashion designs, and then like we'd be the ones that kind of like help them spread it out and like get the name out there. So yeah, I definitely want to make like a collective or like a team of some sort with like a bigger name above us.
Okay. That's cool, man.
And since you're going to Durham, or you said that you want to go to Durham before you leave, I suggest going to Black Space. I mean,
what's that?
Or also the museum there too is
21T. Yeah,
it's a museum. It's a hotel/museum.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Okay.
And Black Space, it's a place where
it's free. Yeah, that's always the plus.
Yeah. But it's a place where black artists always gather up, and just have
they could probably hit them up, dude. They could
for
probably
clients,
get some stuff for you,
especially for clients,
because they have a lot of artists and stuff, or like young up and coming like people who are ambitious, young black people who are ambitious about their art, whether it be they do a lot of poetry too,
I love poetry,
music, videography and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, so, nice. It's awesome. It's an awesome place.
I'll actually send you their Instagram account
Yeah.
so you can like check them out as well.
Yeah. I would look them up, but I don't think I put my phone on me. That's another reason why it's hard. That's another obstacle I face is actually like posting a lot and doing stuff. Because I'm the type of person where like I'll put my phone down and talk to somebody. 3 or 4 hours will go by and I'll just not pick it back up.
Yeah, man. It was an awesome.
It was nice
awesome
meeting you.
I really
man.
appreciate you doing this, man.
No
Thank
problem.
you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
We hope that people take some good stuff away from this conversation.
I
Learn
had
a little
fun.
bit more about Marcus here and about what he does.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy.
Okay.
Hey, we didn't have to ask him to leave something for the people. We just left it for them.
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah,
that is my go-to advice for
There you go.
anybody
No
I ever meet.
No question. You are?
Yeah, we typically like the guests when we have them on, like to finish off, we usually like let them leave like a question for the audience that they like.
But that's a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an awesome statement.
All right, well, I'll change it into a question.
Okay.
What makes you happy?
Awesome.
If this whole thing you're doing right now, if waking up whenever you're waking up and going to do what you're doing isn't making you happy, change it to something that does.
Yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
Easy as that. Not that I was gonna say not that simple. Not that hard.
Not that hard. Right. All right, y'all.
You guys can leave the answer to that question in our DMs over at Bull City Pioneers on Instagram, and you can also leave that in Marcus's DM as well. That would be really much appreciated. Also, for any comments, inquiries, concerns, or you just want to let us know what you guys think of the podcast, let us know in our email over at bullcitypioneers@gmail.com. Would really love your feedback, guys. Really love the feedback. We really appreciate it because it helps us grow as a platform and as a podcast. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode, and we will see you on the next one. End it off right there.
There we go.